From the ashes of humble beginnings, rise the sense of regeneration, signaling the dawn of a new age. The foundations of the old and antiquated, now demolished, and in its place the newly built pillars of fearlessness and opportunity. Dreams are clearer, expectations are set higher, and the quest for championship gold is even stronger than it's ever been before. At one time or another, everything goes through a period of evolution. The world of wrestling is no different. Welcome to a new age. Welcome to a new era. Welcome to a new FWE.
Night Throwdown. I'm Seth Cole alongside the Wayfinder Cruiser Champion Jack Mitchell. And Jack, how about the events last week that saw us establish a new #1 contender for the Tri-Wizard Championship?
Absolutely crazy stuff, but we saw that Robbie Gilvin finally earning his way to his first Tri-Wizard Championship opportunity, and he has a match on tonight's card. We're going to see him in action later this evening.
Well, indeed. We'll also see the Tri-Wizard Champion William Turner in action. He'll be tagging with his Black Pearl crewmate Jack Sparrow. But we're going to kick things off with women's tag team action.
Is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, the Lost Princess and Beth, the Queen.
Of course, last week we saw the start of what's going to be a 4-tag team round-robin tournament involving the Disney Queens Team Let It Go, Huntrix, and the newly formed tag team of Mutiny. We saw Mutiny pick up the victory this past Thursday night against Huntrix. Now, an opportunity to see for Team Let It Go or Disney Queens if they'll stand at 1-0 or 0-1 in their first matchup.
Yeah, you can take a look at the standings in the bottom of your screen there. Mutiny off to a strong start. Huntress still in search of their first win in any capacity here in FWE. And now we're going to find out where these two teams stand and go from there in this unprecedented tournament, I dare say. We haven't really had any kind of a round-robin tournament before in FWE, so this is very curious to see where this thing goes.
Yeah, we talked about it. All 4 teams will face off against each other before we determine potential #1 contender for the tag team titles. If you lose tonight, you're still not out of it. And obviously, if you end up losing tonight's matchup, the mountain's a little bit higher for you to climb to get up there to the top of the standings once the dust settles. As they say in just about any type of life situation, winning makes things easier.
It always does. You know, winning, they say in sports all the time, winning fixes everything. If you're having a rough season or a team that doesn't really seem like the chemistry is all there, the same thing can sort of apply here to tag team wrestling. You win a whole lot of matches in a row, it can fix a lot of your problems.
One thing that's going to make this matchup very interesting as opposed to the matchup we saw this past Thursday night. Neither Mutiny nor Huntrix have formerly held the tag team championships. Both of these duos have. Team Let It Go have held the title belts twice. Belle and Rapunzel of the Disney Queens have held the Women's Disney Tag Team title belts 3 times. So a lot of veteran experience in the tag division here on both sides of the ring.
Absolutely, and I mean, if you're the Disney Queens here, you have the advantage of, you've had that experience under the bright lights. They were able to retain the tag team titles at Paramount. They have that experience. They know what it takes to win at the biggest level, so that experience will certainly be a factor in this tournament.
So Team Let It Go on the second night of the draft take on Mr. Incorporated, had a winning effort there and then ended up getting attacked by Toxic Attraction. Kim Possible and Shigo, who appear to have a brand new attitude over on Saturday nights. You gotta wonder if maybe some after effects of that attack could affect Team Let It Go in this matchup, or have they had enough time to recuperate?
I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they've started off this matchup all right, but as I say that, cover right here by Bell on Elsa, and Anna's going to break that up before one.
Certainly both of these teams have proven their worth at the top of the tag team division, so we know that the chemistry is there, which I think makes a victory here for both teams all the more important, because you'd have to think that, when the Disney Queens eventually lock up with Huntrix or Mutiny, or Team Let It Go eventually lock up with those two teams, you got to think that more the veteran experience would give the advantage to the Disney Queens or Team Let It Go. So if you can come out of tonight's matchup with a 1 in the win column, that's going to be massive for you going forward.
And I would be willing to even give a little bit of experience to our new team, Mutiny, as well, because they are a brand new tag team as that submission gets broken up there. I mean, they are a new tag team, but Autumn Brooks and Jessica Shelton, they have plenty of experience together, both in singles and tag action, so I'd still say that they're formidable in terms of the experience side as a tag team. I feel like Huntrix is the only one that isn't.
Leg lock here applied by Bell on Anna in the center of the ring, and a well-placed boot going to fight out of that. Guarantee you both Huntrix and Mutiny backstage watching this matchup, because while they faced off against each other, they are going to eventually have to face off against both Team Let It Go and the Disney Queens at some point here.
And that's how it works with a round-robin tournament. Round-robin basically means you face off against all the other teams at least once, and then the teams with the better record are going to, I believe that's how this is going to work, or they're going to end up going against each other, or the best team is going to have the #1 contendership. So we'll see how it plays out.
After the 4 matchups.
There you go. Wasn't quite clear on that.
Shot there to the leg by Elsa. Now laying in shot after shot to Bell, and an uppercut to finish it off. Goes in for the cover to pick up the victory here in this tournament. And Bell powers out at 1.
So I'd have been a little bit surprised there that Bell was able to kick out after such a strong uppercut there, but it's going to take a bit more than that.
Tag was made.
We've seen the Disney Queens involved in a number of unique matchups. Of course, saw them in the first ever tag team Escape the Brig match, where they were able to win the tag team titles back from the Unholy Union. We're going to see one member of the Unholy Union action here tonight, as Ursula will be taking on Snow White in the Iron Queen Championship tournament in our main event. We also have Ellie taking on Ariel. We'll be determining basically our semifinals in that tournament here at the conclusion of tonight's episode.
Double axe handle there up to the top, and I mean, Unholy Union, they're kind of on a bit of a losing streak themselves right now. They've not really had any success since they lost that Escape the Brig match that you mentioned to the Disney Queens, and then Maleficent, oh, look out here, hang on. Hello, Bell connects.
Cover is in. Is this enough to pick up a victory in this tournament? Ooh, and Elsa was not going to be there to break it up in time. Anna saving the matchup with the kick out.
This is the first time I think Rapunzel's been tagged into the match. But my earlier point about the Unholy Union, they sort of split off into singles competition for this tournament. I haven't really found any success yet, though. Maleficent was defeated by Elizabeth Swan, who is a former women's Universal Champion. We'll see what Ursula can do tonight.
Oh, Rapunzel going for that diving crossbody and connected with nothing but floor. Very thin matting out here, not much protection, full impact there for Rapunzel, and now Anna looking to take advantage of this situation. You mentioned about the fact that Elizabeth Swan had to go through Maleficent to advance her way into the semifinals. And depending on the situation here tonight, she may have to take on another member of the Unholy Union if Ursula is able to advance this evening.
Just got to focus on who's in front of you. I would say that's the best possible strategy. Don't worry about any future would-be opportunities. Worry about pinning or submitting whoever you're in the ring with, and then worry about it from there.
This is well the winner of tonight's matchup between Ariel and Ellie are going to be taking on Jasmine, who advanced into the semifinals this past Thursday night on Throwdown. Rapunzel makes a well-needed tag there to Belle. Elsa gave the opportunity there, placating to the crowd, and meets Belle with a DDT.
See there, now Belle drops the knee. That's Miss Elsa to Belle, forgive me. And is going to go into the cover right here. Oh, kick out at 2.
Kick out at 2, and it sounded like almost on that kick out that maybe the knee of Belle hit the side of the head of Elsa. Oh, look at it. Maybe to hit. Hello, Belle once again.
Right to the back of the head. This could be it.
Floats into the cover, hooks the leg, and Elsa able to kick out.
To say, too, before I mix the names up, Elsa might have been feeling the effects of that knee drop. She's in a world of hurt right here.
I wonder about motivation here in this matchup. Obviously for Belle and Rapunzel, they were the two women that formerly held the tag team titles, as Rapunzel with the cover here on Elsa, and a kick out at 1. Ended up losing their belts at the combat involved PLE, when Daughters of Thanos ended up qualifying as #1 contenders during the pre-show, would go on to win the tag team title belts in the main show and brought those tag team titles over to Saturday nights.
Cover here. Rapunzel on the Anna. Elsa rushing over to break it up. I'm not sure if it was broken up or if there was a kick out there, but regardless, did not work out there for the Disney Queens.
Maybe a little lucky there for Elsa that she was down inside the ring. Less ground to cover to break it up, but Snuggly Duckling connects by Rapunzel.
That could be it.
Face down into the mat. Leg is hooked, and Elsa again to break it up.
Elsa rushing to the aid of her sister, but Rapunzel still has all the offense. Oh, a reversal there by Anna. I was going to say that could be all for naught, but Anna fighting back a little bit.
Scoop slam, and I think she was thinking about going to the top rope, but then realized that'd be enemy territory. She'd leave herself open for Belle to get involved. A little insult to injury there to Rapunzel. Now goes in for the cover to go up 1 here in this tournament, and Belle was there to try and break it up, but Rapunzel kicked out at 2.
Not finished quite yet, though.
Oh, the frozen heart!
Oh, my.
Elbow straight to the jaw, cover in, and Team Let It Go will pick up a massive victory in this tournament.
Here are your winners. Pretty Mean Sisters.
I'm not exactly sure how Anna got busted open, maybe off that Snuggly Duckling, but the wounds of war are worth it as they now join Mutiny with 1 win apiece in this round-robin tournament.
There's going to be more wounds of war here as Robbie Gilbert, the #1 contender for the Tri-Wizard Championship, is going to take on Hades coming up next.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from the pits of hell, weighing in at 210 120 pounds, the Warden.
Well, as Hades makes his way down to the ring, you see behind him the specter of Nick Gunther just over his right shoulder. Of course, Nick Gunther falling prey to a super kick by Robbie Gilvin, a sweet chin music that has Robbie Gilvin now the #1 contender for the Tri-Wizard Champion. He gets ready to face an old foe in Hades. These two have locked up a number of times, mostly when they were feuding for the Intercontinental Championship. No surprise to see Nick Gunther out here at ringside. Gotta wonder if the marching orders here tonight for Hades has softened Robbie Gilvin up enough so that he will not have a fighting chance by the time we get to the Fantasia PLE. Robbie Gilvin's first attempt at claiming a world championship here in Fantasy Wrestling Entertainment.
I absolutely feel like that was the case. Nick Gunther basically told him, soften them up a little bit. Get a little bit of a measure of revenge here as well.
Take this job and from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing in at 206 pounds.
After this brand extension, Robbie last week made his purpose known. He is laser focused on that Tri-Wizard Championship. Took Nick Gunther to the limit in our main event to claim #1 contendership. But now it's a matter of him to make his way through Hades and find himself at 100% in a little over a week's time. I mean, this PLE is bearing down on us. There's not going to be a whole lot of time for recovery if Hades takes Robbie a long ways in this matchup and deals a lot of punishment.
Yeah, we're talking about go-home episodes for both brands next week, so it's not that far away. Robbie is going to want to make sure that he stays as close to 100% as possible, and you know, he's in the ring with somebody who he's pinned before, so we'll see how it all plays out.
A lot of history between these two, as you alluded to. Let's see how it works out for Gilvin as he's going to be met with a DDT courtesy of Hades. And you see Nick Gunther there on the outside. I don't think that he's going to be any too reserved to maybe get himself involved in this matchup in any way, shape, or form.
He is not here just to be a spectator.
No.
If we know anything about the Disciples of Darkness, they are not here just to watch their matches ringside with one another. They're here to exploit some kind of an advantage, even if it's just a mental one.
Kind of interesting that we have both the #1 contender and the champion for the Tri-Wizard Championship involved in matchups here tonight. We'll see William Turner in tag team action later on this evening as Hades quickly into the cover on Robbie Gilvin, who'll power out at 1.
Oh my.
Big boot takes down Robbie Gilvin, and now a vice grip locked in here, a submission move. Gilvin trying to wrench on the wrist to try and break that hold. Gets at least up to his knees, and now shots to the midsection will fight out of it.
Aggressive fight there from Robbie, but it's going to take a lot of work to drop somebody like Hades, and I don't want to necessarily get the history between these two confused as well, because I mentioned that Robbie has pinned Hades in the past, which is true. That's how Robbie retained the title at Paramount, but Hades ultimately would go on to take the title from Robbie, pinning him one-on-one when we got to Clash at Coruscant.
So both have victories over the other. Both have momentum, both have history with each other, which kind of makes things a little bit maybe difficult for the both of them, and the fact that they may have to reach into their old bag of tricks and pull out something new. Their playbook is kind of already known going into this matchup.
Absolutely. Referee's up to a count of 5.
Hades with the action here on the outside.
This matchup for Hades, it's not necessarily about the win. It's about punishment. I don't think he would really care if there's a count out or not. Oh,
speaking of punishment, how about that clothesline?
That double axe handle on the back. Robbie, though, fought out of it.
See the moves that, oh wow, big clothesline by Robbie Gilvin, seemingly no effect on Hades. You watch Hades and the moves he's putting on Robbie Gilvin kind of puts me in mind of that main event we saw this past Saturday night with Thanos and Kratos in a scoop power slam.
Yeah, we definitely had the power showcased in our main event this past Saturday with Thanos taking on Kratos. I mean, not really sure how well the ring is holding up after that matchup, but I think so far so good.
Slam by Hades, now up to the top. What in the world is Hades thinking?
Ooh.
Clothesline from the top just turned Robbie Gilvin inside out. Oh, and now gonna set him up for the tombstone. He did this last week in that #1 contenders match. Covered by Hades on Robbie Gilvin, and Hades will pick up the victory over the Tri-Wizard Championship #1 contender.
Oh, and he's not done dishing out punishment. Nick Gunther just handed him a steel chair.
Oh, look out, Ernest Wright escapes the ring. Hades wielding steel, and William Turner coming to the aid of his future opponent at Fantasia.
Will Turner came to his rescue. I mean, he's got a tag team match later tonight. I'm not necessarily sure how smart of a move this is, but I guess he's able to fend them off for the time being.
Apparently wants his opponent to be as close to 100% as possible when we get to the PLE. As up next, we continue our Iron Queen Championship Tournament. It's Ellie versus Ariel next. Yes, indeed, folks. Fantasia, our first Sunday night PLE, going to be taking place in a little over a week on August the 2nd. And on that PLE, we will be determining a brand new Iron Queen champion. Another qualifying match getting ready to take place here. Former hardcore champion in Ariel, and bring you guys up to speed on what the bracket currently looks like.
Tournaments seem to be all the rage here. We've got the Men's Universal Heavyweight Championship tournament going over on Saturday Night Smash. That's taking place in Fatal 4-Way style. This is a one-on-one traditional tournament that you saw Elizabeth Swan with the win over Maleficent, Jasmine with the win over Black Widow. We have the next two matchups, so we'll know all four of our semifinalists after the end of the night.
This matchup will advance to face off against Jasmine, and how about this for a possibility? Both Jasmine and Ariel, representatives of the Disney Queens. We can see a little bit of infighting inside the faction. Only one of them can make their way to Fantasia to fight for the belt.
Which is an interesting position, but if you consider it's both Jasmine and Ariel in that spot.
I got this.
Representing the Anarchists from Boston, Massachusetts,
Ellie Williams, a former female fighting champion, and we may end up seeing her hoist the Iron Queen title when we get to Fantasia. However, she has a date with Mulan, the final matchup in the trilogy between these two. Mulan will put the female fighting championship on the line against Ellie on August 27th. That's the episode, I believe, following, I believe it's a couple of weeks following, it's the week after Kingdom Jewel, that she will be fighting for that title in an ambulance match.
To the point that I was going to make, it would be really interesting if we find the Disney Queen situation, it ending up being Ariel taking on Jasmine, because Ariel was the one who I think basically the only one who was advocating for Jasmine to remain in the faction after it was revealed that the rest of the Disney Queens were frustrated that Jasmine hadn't won anything up to that point.
That's an excellent point.
Ariel was the only one that wanted her to stay there and advocated for it, and it worked out, but now they could end up facing off against each other one-on-one in that tournament. That's assuming Ariel's able to take care of business tonight, though, against Ellie. We know Ellie... Oh, boy, I was going to say we know Ellie's willing to go pound for pound with just about anybody, but hot start for Ariel in this one.
Diving moonsault, diving splash, rather, off the ropes, goes for an early cover and a kick out by Ellie at 1. I just checked with our people back in the production truck. We actually did have a typo on that graphic. It will actually be August 6th that we will see that ambulance match between Ellie and Mulan, the episode following Fantasia. Got the dates mixed up a little bit there, but gonna be an incredible matchup between those two. Why do I know that? Well, just look at their past history. The knockout matchup that Ellie ended up winning to ultimately win the female fighting championship, and then the first ever underground match between the two where Mulan won the title back. With this being the final in the trilogy and those two as the precursors, it's gonna be a barn burner.
Absolutely is, but of course Ellie got to take care of business here in this tournament as well. I mean, you definitely don't want to flinch at the opportunity to become the only person to say that you were the first ever Iron Queen champion. A big opportunity for everybody here in this tournament.
I think Jasmine is backstage watching this matchup, and you gotta wonder, what's in her mind with the scenarios we were talking about, with the possibility of her facing off against Ariel. Would there be a small part of Jasmine that would actually be rooting against Ariel for Ellie so she's not put in that situation next week?
I'm honestly not sure. I really couldn't tell you, because if you're Jasmine, you want to support your faction member, but at the same time, that matchup, it's for an opportunity to become the #1 contender or one of the #1 contenders. Hold up, roll up here by Ellie.
By Ellie, and kick out by Ariel. Trying to steal one there, was one half of catching fireflies.
Ariel able to counter that move, and I mean, back to my point about Jasmine, on one hand, you want to support your faction member, but on the other hand, with that matchup and a potential opportunity to contend for the Iron Queen Championship, that's not going to be pretty. That's not going to be all fun and games. Oh, boy, another crossbody from Ariel.
Diving crossbody goes in for the cover, looking to advance in this tournament, and another kick out by Ellie. Of course, Ariel coming in with a lot of momentum, as was Jasmine. They, along with Mulan, involved in that Lost Empire lockdown match at Combat Evolved, came out on the winning side against Disney Strong Style. Now all individuals appear to be at least as close to fully recovered as possible, as we saw bodies flying from the top of the cage down to the mat, down through our announce tables. It was all-out war as elbow connects by Ellie, floats into the cover for her first pin attempt, and a kick out at 2 by Ariel.
Ariel looks a little bit dazed, working her way back up to her feet. Back to the gut from Ellie.
What in the world is this? Oh, gracious. Modified Falcon driver there, and now Ariel to the outside. And not safe, as the senton's going to connect on Ariel. That was a risky maneuver there by Ellie, but it paid off.
Almost feels like if you're Ellie, this is your playground. You want to stay out here for as long as you can, but not for too long, because you risk being counted out. They're going to work their way back to the ring, though, as I say that.
Ellie up to the top rope. Ariel in the drop zone. What does Ellie have in mind here? Goes for this. I believe that might have been the Molly go-round.
Could have very well been, and then that drop kick to the side of the head.
Firmly in control of this matchup. Both these women have formerly held gold here in FWE. Ariel, a former multi-time hardcore champion. Ellie, a former female fighting champion. Both have been through the wars here in FWE and now going to war in this matchup. Big drop kick here by Ellie, who's been in control for the better portion of the latter portion of this matchup. Ellie to belly! That could be enough to advance to the semifinals. And it is! From out of nowhere.
Honestly.
Here is your winner, Ellie Williams.
devastating Ellie the Belly, as you said, out of absolutely nowhere. That's the explosive offense she's capable of, and there you go. Gonna move on in this tournament. She'll be taking on Jasmine, so Jasmine doesn't have to worry about that situation with Ariel.
Certainly does not, but will have to take on Ellie to see who will be in the finals at Fantasia. Elizabeth Swan still waiting to see who her opponent is going to be. That'll be determined later on tonight, but at least 3/4 of our semifinals now determined.
Well, we've got to determine a new #1 contender for the DC Intercontinental Championship, and we're going to have a little battle royale action coming on the other side of this break, so don't go anywhere.
Well, on the Combat Evolved pre-show, we saw Carla Zimmerman successfully defend the Intercontinental Championship against Nick Gunther.
Is an 8-man battle royal. Making his way to the ring from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 235 pounds.
As Carson Gum rides his way down to ringside, we now look to determine a new #1 contender to face Carlos Zimmerman for that Intercontinental Championship at Fantasia. Carson Gum, a former Wayfinder Cruiser champion, might look to gain another mid-card title, add that to his resume.
Certainly would be an impressive add to his resume. They called it the working man's title. They called it the DC Intercontinental Championship, so certainly has been putting in a lot of work as of late, so looking to step back into the title picture.
Putting together quite an impressive resume himself, won the title from Dylan Pote, successfully defended it against Pote, and as mentioned, successful title events at Combat Evolved against Nick Gunther. He will be keeping a close watch on this match tonight to see who he will face off against. And oh my gosh.
I heard the music again. I was like, oh boy.
From Manhattan, New York, weighing in at 195 pounds, L.O.
You know who else hated hearing that music? The guy in the ring, Carson Gum, because both he and Elmo were engaged in quite the feud surrounding the Wayfinder Cruiser title.
You know why? The reason that Carson Young is a 2-time Cruiserweight champion is because of this guy right here. Carson issued an open challenge, which led to Elmo accepting the open challenge, taking the title off of Carson, and Carson's rematch for the belt was in a ladder match.
I'm not saying that I would necessarily condone the action, but there are no disqualifications in this matchup. You and I could sneak up behind him and throw over the top rope as soon as the bell rings.
We certainly could.
He would probably haunt us and peek through our windows at night, though, so that's probably bad.
Yeah. We'd wake up and there would be a Tickle Me Elmo in our bed.
This is going to be an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal. Only a quarter of our field determined. Let's see who else is going to be involved here.
It's about time. Paid attention to me.
From France, weighing in at 215 pounds,
So far, individuals that have formerly held titles here in FWE, both Carson Gum and Elmo, former Cruiser champions, Gaston, former United States champion.
Yeah, you know, people like to think that Matt McIntyre had an iron grip on the United States Championship. Gaston, it felt like, had one on that title before Matt eventually took it off of it. Don't exactly remember what the exact reign length was, but it was a pretty hefty amount of time that Gaston held that belt before Matt took it off of him. So Gaston looking to fight his way back into championship contention as well.
To your point, it seemed like whoever has held the United States Championship Championship has held it for quite a lengthy amount of time. We have only had 4 individuals during the tenure of Fantasy Wrestling Entertainment that have held that belt. Nick Gunder, the inaugural champion, Gaston, Matt McIntyre, and now most recently, Wonder Woman, who we now know that at Fantasia will be giving Matt McIntyre his rematch for the United States Championship. Stipulation still to be determined.
Only thing we know about that matchup is that all the members of the family are barred from ringside.
Oh my
What?
goodness.
Weighing in at 257 pounds,
Well, we saw a number of new faces this past Saturday night on Smash. Looks like tonight may be Thursday night's turn. Jason Voorhees, now a part of Thursday Night Throwdown.
Can we double check that there are no chainsaws underneath the ring?
Well, there's been about everything, including the kitchen sink under the ring. I would not leave anything to chance.
Oh, God. I will say, it's Thursday night, not Friday night, so I think he should be just fine, but I mean, this is still a stunning appearance here, and you know, you never know what kind of offense and power that Jason's going to bring to the ring.
Absolutely. I mean, look at the physique. You got to think that he certainly would be a favorite in this type of a matchup. I don't know. I kind of want to see him and Gaston lock up here at some point. Or maybe this guy.
Oh, my.
and representing the Islanders from Hawaii, weighing in at 383 pounds,
I should say this too. Maui is on a bit of a personal redemption path as well. I mean, this is a guy who he recently tapped out to Harley Quinn of all people in the mixed gender battle royal. So now he's kind of working on getting himself back into some title pictures here potentially.
Yeah, as if there wasn't enough beef in this matchup, you now add Maui in, and we've ended up seeing Maui be actually quite a prolific force in recent battle royals as well. Ended up having a great showing, I remember, on Christmas Day, and that All I Want for Christmas battle royal. He could also be considered a favorite in this matchup. He's going to have at least, right now, 3 losses in this matchup. Not sure I like the chances of Carson Gum or Elmo.
I'm still not sure if the ring will survive, because this is all coming after Thanos and Kratos had a match this past Thursday.
representing the Outsiders from Baghdad, Iraq, weighing in at 215 pounds, Prince Ali.
The last time that we saw Aladdin, he had advanced into the semi-finals of the Guardians of the Ring tournament, but eventually lose a chance of advancing to the finals when he took on his Outsiders teammate, Flynn Rider. Aladdin, a high flyer in this matchup, but usually Battle Royals, Royal Rumbles, they don't play to the strengths of the high flyers. Aladdin gonna have to keep himself grounded here tonight.
Yeah, that's the tricky thing when you're the high flyer, is a lot of those attacks can come from springboard moves off of the ropes, and that's kind of the area that you want to avoid in a battle royal match.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wow.
I just mentioned about Flynn Rider, teammate to Aladdin.
Representing the Outsiders from Camelot, weighing in at 229 pounds, Flynn.
Now this is interesting on 2 fronts. A big opportunity for the Outsiders, a tag team to work together, maybe eliminate everybody else and bring it down between the 2 of them. The only problem is you can't have 2 winners in the Battle Royal. Only 1 man can win this. So if it does come down between the 2, you gotta wonder if there's just kind of a little nothing personal, all business.
I mean, we have the same conversation every single time we see 2 members of the same tag team or faction meet up against one another in a matchup like this. So I guess we'll have to see how the Outsiders respond.
Flynn Rider made it to the finals of the Guardians of the Ring tournament before eventually losing to Shaggy Rogers.
This looks new.
And their opponent from Chroma City.
Are you kidding me?
What the heck is going on? Mojo Jojo is in the Fantasy Dome and an official member of Thursday Night Throwdown.
I don't know what to say at this point. I've run out of words. Like, this roster that we've built up here over these last few weeks has just been ridiculous. We've seen some of the surprises and some of the debuts happening this past Saturday. And now here on Thursday, we've got a handful as well.
I remember us using and abusing in the last few months the word adaptation. Maybe it's our turn.
Gonna have to adapt to everybody joining the ring here and all these new competitors.
And what do you gotta be thinking if you're Carlos Zimmerman? You know, you're seeing some of these familiar faces coming out, like Carson Gum, Aladdin, Flynn Rider, Maui, but then you see Jason Voorhees and Mojo Jojo as potentially an individual you'd be standing across the ring from in a little over a week's time.
Watch them closely in this matchup. That's all I'll say. Try to get as much of a read on them as you possibly can in this matchup, especially if they go far.
Here we go. Rules are simple. Throw your opponent over the top rope. Both feet must hit the floor for an elimination. Last man standing goes to Fantasia to fight for the Intercontinental Championship as you see the powerhouse is standing tall. Voorhees going to work on Aladdin. Maui trying to eliminate Carson Gum.
A sentence I never thought I would ever say in my lifetime. Jason Voorhees absolutely taking it to Elmo right now in the corner.
Gaston in trouble here. Aladdin's got him perched up on the top rope. Gaston certainly you would think would be a favorite, be a massive elimination in the early going if Aladdin can pull this off.
Aladdin trying as hard as he can, but it's going to be for naught, and for the time being, as Gaston will work his way out of it. Oh man, Elmo just went flying.
Something I've noticed, I don't know if it was already pre-planned or if it's just circumstances, but the outsiders have been separated. They've not been able to get together to be able to kind of work as a cohesive unit.
Shots there in a DDT from Carson to Maui, and Mojo Jojo was not
eliminated. Didn't even see it happen. I don't even know who eliminated him, but a short debut.
I think it was Aladdin. Aladdin was the closest to that area of the ring at the time, so I would think it was Aladdin. We'll have to go back and check the tapes later here when we're done, but...
And right out here in front of us, Flynn Rider spent a good portion of time out on the apron. He's been thrown over the top rope. Nobody followed up. Gaston also was thrown over the top rope, but he's gotten back in underneath the bottom rope, back into this battle royal. Well, not much tape to be able to read on Mojo Jojo if you're Carlos Zimmerman.
Now we've got two of the big men involved in this one. Jason was trying to eliminate Maui. Had some help from Carson Gum, but Maui fought his way out of that predicament.
You gotta be a brave soul if you're trying to create an alliance with Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, good luck. Oh!
A lot of ground covered by Aladdin, able to hit the drop kick to the lower back of Gaston. Now Elmo and Aladdin tied up in the corner.
Oh, man. Flynn Rider just got dropped with that kick from Jason. Look at Elmo.
Nice bulldog there, using the top rope for some leverage. Jason Voorhees has got some kind of a, I doubt that was a sleeper or a chokehold on Carson Gum. You can't pin or submit somebody in the ring, but you can certainly wear them down enough or even make them pass out, make them dead weight to throw over the top rope.
You're free to put somebody inside of a submission hold, even if they tap out. You don't necessarily have to let go of that either, but like you said, it's all just to wear them down. Look at Aladdin. Oh, it doesn't quite catch anybody.
Massive headbutt there to Elmo. Of course, Jason Voorhees with that mask as well. I'm not exactly certain what material that's made out of, but that in and of itself could be used as a weapon.
I'm not too sure what those old goalie hockey masks are made out of. Wouldn't want to get into one of those hockey fight moments with him in the middle of the ring, though.
And I don't want to go ask him.
Oh, man. Elmo with a coup de grace, it looked like on Aladdin.
And Gaston over there trying to eliminate Maui. Power on power. Unsuccessful. And Jason Voorhees with a nice snap takedown on Flynn Rider. And then a clothesline to the back of the head of Carson Gum.
Everybody's flying, everybody's falling. I think still 7 people left in the ring. Mojo Jojo was an early elimination, and there hasn't really been one since, but typically we'll see them start
to... That, I think Elbow just got eliminated
he
by
did.
Maui.
Commentator's curse. I commentator cursed the elbow. I need to sleep with one eye open.
Yeah. Whoa, Jason's in trouble. Just got thrown over the top rope, I believe, by Aladdin. And nobody follows up. He's able to get back inside the ring. One thing I've noticed here with Jason Voorhees, obviously you see the incredible power, but he's got some quickness to him as well.
That he does. That's the scary thing, too, when somebody that big is also that quick. Kind of hard to plan for that sort of thing in general, just regardless of even who it is. But then you throw in the personality and who Jason Voorhees is, and I mean, good luck.
We're now down to 6 individuals. Mojo, Jojo, and Elmo have both been eliminated from this battle royal. And Gaston can be added to that list, courtesy of Maui. Now 5 individuals left in the conversation to go to Fantasia and fight for the Intercontinental Championship. All individuals that entered this matchup have never fought for the belt before. It will be a first time for whoever wins this Battle Royal matchup.
Oh man, nice little neck breaker there from Carson Young to Maui after he dropped Flynn in the corner. No, that's something else to keep in mind here as well, is that the 2 members of the Outsiders are still very much alive in this matchup.
Yes, they are. Maybe as the herd thins out, more of an opportunity for them to work together. And there goes Carson, right out here in front of us.
Has been eliminated.
Well, now if you're the Outsiders, I think you have to work together because you got Maui and Jason Voorhees.
They weren't working together just now, though. You notice Flynn Rider was the one who just put Aladdin in the corner.
Beef on beef, Maui up over the top, and he is gone, courtesy of Jason Voorhees.
Now we could see a little bit of a 2-on-1 mismatch here.
You see Aladdin kind of letting Flynn Rider do the dirty work, at least for the moment here, not getting involved. Jason gonna fight back in, but no alliance between the 2.
Yeah, Flynn put him in the corner. Oh!
I get the all business part of this, but you got Jason Voorhees in the ring with you. I think you'd put the business aside and get rid of him first.
That might be what Aladdin is doing. I mean, Aladdin just showed off some deceptive strength there. Again, tossing around Jason. Oh, Jason reversed it, though.
Massive DDT. Oh! Big boot for Flynn Rider.
Oh, Flynn, though, with a bit of a measure of revenge. Got that kick up, and Jason went down.
Flynn Rider has Jason up against the ropes, looking to eliminate him. Does Aladdin come over to help?
Yes, he does.
Yep, here we go. Jason's in a world of trouble. The Outsiders looking to take Jason Voorhees out of the equation.
Went over the top rope. Oh, I think he's able to fight his way back in.
Oh, wow, able to take out both Aladdin and Flynn Rider back in. Oh, Flynn over the top. Aladdin tried to eliminate his own tag team partner.
Gotta wonder what the tensions are going to be between these 2, regardless of what happens in this matchup. You know, even if one of them wins it, you want the tag team chemistry to stay intact. Oh boy, that's not going to help.
Goodness. Springboard DDT. Flynn Rider may be out on his feet. Aladdin now delivers Flynn headfirst in that top turnbuckle. Scoop slam, and is Aladdin going to go up top? It's got both individuals down. Uh-oh. Jason's back to his feet.
Oh, completely missed.
I think Jason pulled Flynn out of the way. And now has Flynn up in a powerbomb position. Flynn Rider will fight out of it.
Aladdin again landing one of those moves. Luchador-style moves on his tag team partner. Oh, my
goodness! Nearly up into the lights went Aladdin. And I believe I'm seeing both Flynn Rider and Aladdin have been busted open at certain portions of this matchup. It's bad enough to be a victim of Jason Voorhees, let alone be a wounded victim.
Impressive stuff by Aladdin to get the height to land that Hurricane Rana, but now lined up against the ropes. And Flynn Rider now trying to eliminate his tag team partner.
Boy, I don't know if I agree with this. Do you think? Oh, he's going to eliminate Aladdin, and now the question is, does Flynn think he has enough to be able to eliminate Jason Voorhees by himself?
He very well could. I mean, one thing we neglected to sort of mention about Flynn Rider, I'm pretty sure he was one of the finalists in the Guardians of the Ring tournament.
He was. Ended up eliminating. He faced off against Aladdin in the quarterfinals. I'm sorry, the semifinals.
Jason's in trouble. There's a big kick, and he's out of it.
Flynn Rider, massive elimination, takes out Jason Voorhees, and he's going to Fantasia.
Here is your winner, Flynn!
Again, you gotta wonder what the fallout will be between the outsiders. Only one of those two were going to be able to win this matchup, but Flynn Rider able to tame Jason, and he now has a date with Carlos Zimmerman in a little over a week's time at the Fantasia PLE.
That is a matchup we cannot wait to see. Look forward further and further towards that Fantasia PLE, but coming up next, the Thrill Seekers still trying to work their way into tag team title contention. They take down the Black Pearl Crew.
Back here inside of the Fantasy Dome as we get ready for tag team action, and a tag team that's been on a roll as of late in the last few weeks.
The following contest is a tag team match set for on the way to the ring at a combined weight of 423 pounds. Dylan York and the Thrill Seekers.
Well, since Combat Evolved, where they came up short of claiming the men's Disney Tag Team titles, since then, they've picked up decisive victories over former tag team champions and the Friends from Work, Hulk and Thor, and most recently, Gronk and Cusco of the New Brood. We had a spirited promo from them last week. Their goal is simple. They want to get back to Ed and Eddie and a shot at those tag team titles. If they pick up a victory here tonight against the Black Pearl Crew, I don't know what else they need to do to get the Commissioner Woody to kind of take notice of them and name them the #1 contenders.
These two have certainly been on an absolute tear as of late. I think it just comes down to what else is happening within the tag team division.
375 pounds, the Captain, Jeff, and William Turner, the Crew.
Finish that point there. You got to wonder what else is going on in the tag team division, because the tag team titles, they're defended across both brands right now.
And the tag team titles, got to have your head on a swivel. To your point, both brands can claim #1 contendership, and Ed and Eddie of the family certainly have to be keeping their eyes on both Thursdays and Saturday nights. Big forearm shot seemingly did nothing for Jack Sparrow, but that diving crossbody did. Interesting, this matchup here. Both of these tag teams, they have something in common. Both have fought against Ed and Eddie for the men's Disney Tag Team titles and come up short.
Yeah, Ed and Eddie certainly have been on a tirade really since they joined the family. Something else that these teams have in common right now is that they have members who were either former or the current Tri-Wizard champion.
Great point there. William Turner currently holding the belt. Dylan Young, a former 3-time Tri-Wizard champion. Not the first time we've seen William Turner here tonight as well. We saw him earlier this evening when he essentially saved Robbie Gilvin from a chair attack courtesy of Hades and Nick Gunther, the Disciples of Darkness. We know that William Turner will be putting the Tri-Wizard title on the line against Gilvin at Fantasia.
And to that point, too, he wanted to make sure that his opponent was as healthy as he possibly could be for that matchup. But that's something that Will Turner has to keep in mind here because he's competing in the ring in this one. He doesn't want to risk any kind of injury or anything before his title defense.
He takes the tag there from Jack Sparrow. Kick to the midsection of Kyle Matthews. Roll up here on Kyle, looking to end this one quickly. And Kyle won't even allow the hand to come down for a 1.
And I know this is tag team action as well, but something else that you have to maybe consider is that if one of the members of the Thrill Seekers does end up pinning Will Turner, does that maybe put them in position to, in the future, to contend for the Tri-Wizard Championship?
That is a really good point because we've seen that before here in FWE. If you're able to pin a champion of any kind of tag team action further on down the road, you may have a claim towards #1 contendership. As a cover here by William Turner. Kyle Matthews gets the shoulder up on canvas at 1. Got to wonder here as well for the Thrill Seekers. I mean, they made their goals clear last week, but something that they have to make sure they don't do is look past these other tag teams in looking ahead towards Ed and Eddie. Because you do that, you may end up losing your focus, may end up making a mistake, and a loss here tonight against the Black Pearl crew. Does that maybe diminish the stock of Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young?
I would say it does, and I mean the Black Pearl crew, they've got a singles champion right now, the biggest singles title in the men's division, but you know, you certainly cannot sleep on them and what they're able to do. Of course, we also have to document the history between Dylan Young and Jack Sparrow.
True. Of course, Dylan Young attacking Jack Sparrow back at Mortal Kombat. Jack Sparrow was supposed to be involved in that Elimination Chamber matchup. Dylan Young took his place. The two of them would end up going into a feud that would culminate in the very first Escape the Brig match.
Jack Sparrow really took Dylan Young to task in that feud, too. They never really, I don't believe that Dylan ever was able to defeat Jack Sparrow. They had a couple different matches against each other before that Escape the Brig match, and Jack Sparrow won all of them.
Matthews in trouble here on the outside. Jack Sparrow takes to the skies and hits the diving crossbody. I believe that will reset the count. Yes, it will. Sparrow leaving the ring. But now he'll put Kyle back in between the ropes. And right now, Black Pearl crew is rolling.
A lot of momentum on the side of the Black Pearl crew right now on both the men's and women's side. You have to remember that as well. Elizabeth Swan moving on to the semifinals of the Women's Iron Queen Championship Tournament.
That's a good tag.
Double team here by the Thrill Seekers, double shoulder tackle. Slowly but surely the mist is starting to dissipate and we're getting an idea of what to expect at the upcoming Peolia Fantasia. We just moments ago determined the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Carlos Zimmerman will be defending against Flynn Rider this past Saturday night. We know that we're at least going to get the title rematch for the United States Championship between champion Wonder Woman and challenger Matt McIntyre, but still, we know there'll be a stipulation that is yet to be determined. Of course, as well, we've got the tournaments going on both Thursday and Saturday nights to determine world champions on the men's side. We still got some qualifying matchups still to go before we determine the 4 individuals. They'll be involved in a fatal 4-way at Fantasia to be the inaugural Universal Heavyweight Champion on Saturday Night Smash. And of course, for the women's side, as you alluded to, we're getting closer to determining the finals. That'll be at Fantasia for the Women's Iron Queen title. As of right now, Elizabeth Swan, Ellie, and Jasmine have advanced into the semifinals. Final participant to be determined in the upcoming main event.
Cover here by Dylan in the corner. Jack Sparrow flew in to break that up at 1.
So, almost a, I don't know exactly what to call that. It was almost like a modified Crossroads Twisted Fate combination. Big powerbomb though to William Turner.
Tag has been made, and now the history that we talked about. Here we go. They actually just locked up in the ring not that long ago, actually, but nevertheless.
Wrestlers are like elephants. They have incredible memories. They never forget. And the Swanton Bomb, which, if I'm not mistaken, was an homage to the finisher that Dylan Young has put away many opponents with. Little mind games there by the captain.
Would not put that past Jack Sparrow, and he's going to go for that diving crossbody from the top row, pinning combination as well. Cover is in and a kick out of one.
Yeah, he got Dylan right in the face there, maybe a little high on the impact of that crossbody. Dylan Young, the back of his head bounced off the canvas.
That's a tag.
Shot to the midsection, William Turner, now legal. Former Tri-Wizard champion, current Tri-Wizard champion, locking up here in the center of the ring. Oh, was going for a hurricane run. It was William Turner, and meets an uppercut instead.
Massive uppercut could turn his lights out there. Throw him in the corner, and now going to tag Kyle in.
Wrong part of town is William Turner. Enemy territory, looking to fight out of it. Hurricane Rana takedown, roll up here on Kyle Matthews, looking to pick up a victory, and Kyle powers out at 2. Whoa!
Oh, went for a huge kick there and didn't connect.
Big
And Kyle
jump.
hits with one of his own.
He'll hit the springboard moonsault as well. Now the tag back into Dylan Young. Good frequent tags here by the Thrill Seekers. Oh, and now a vice grip locked in on that shoulder of William Turner. This is a submission move. You see referee Ernest right down there asking if William wants to give up, and he'll sweep the leg to get out of it.
And Dylan's feeling that. He landed on his knee pretty hard there, and a little bit slow here to try to work his way back up to his feet.
Oh, nice neck breaker there by the Tri-Wizard champion. And now he'll make the tag to Sparrow.
Dylan Young just got back up to his feet, though. I think he initiated that grab. Yeah, he did. He has Jack Sparrow up.
8 guys in the corner. Dylan Young now in control. Back to his vertical base, but we'll have to keep an eye there on that left knee, as you alluded to. We saw Dylan Young clutching at it. See if that might be a bullseye here for the Black Pearl crew. Big slam.
Oh, I thought Dylan for a second was going to go into the corner and climb up to the top rope to try to go for that swanton. Instead, going to tag Kyle in.
Another double team here by the Thrill Seekers as they send Jack Sparrow up high with the back body drop.
Stomps to the head and neck area, the chest area as well. Kyle, he's got a lot of ground to cover here, but it connects, the double axe handle.
Whoa, big spear from out of nowhere by Kyle. Cover is in, and referee Ernest Wright, I don't even think got down to his knees before William Turner broke that up.
Enough for Jack Sparrow to get to his feet.
I think Kyle might have been thinking about going up to the top rope there. Dylan Young almost stopping him. Oh! Superman punch connects, however.
Kyle's not done, reining in the offense here. If he hits a big move, this could be it.
Oh!
Spear again!
Another spear. Massive spear to Jack Sparrow in for the cover. And the Thrill Seekers continue to roll.
Here are your winners, Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews, the Thrill Seekers.
Something interesting about that finish there, Jack. Since we've seen the Thrill Seekers on this run since losing the tag team titles at Combat Evolved, that is the first time that Kyle Matthews has picked up the victory, the pinfall for his team.
That just shows you the versatility between these two. They're willing to do whatever it takes, even if it's not something that we're necessarily expecting, but it worked out in their favor, and now we can only wonder what's next for the Thrill Seekers.
Will they be now making a case for themselves for #1 contendership? We'll have to wait and find out. One spot left to determine the Iron Queen Championship semifinals. Our main event is next.
Hold tight.
Well, it is the last of our qualifying matchups to get into the semifinals for the Iron Queen Championship tournament, and it is the last opportunity for the Unholy Union to put themselves in the conversation. This past Thursday night, we saw Maleficent fall prey to Elizabeth Swan. Ursula looking to advance her way in as she'll take on Snow White. And something interesting about this matchup here, certainly one would have to think that Snow White is coming into this matchup as an underdog. We gave the same type of narrative with Elizabeth Swan versus Maleficent. However, there's a lot more experience. There's a former championship in Elizabeth Swan's resume. Rather mediocre win-loss percentage and very little in-ring experience for Snow White.
I mean, that's like fantastic point. Snow White doesn't really have any major titles or accomplishments to her name despite being in FWE since just about the very beginning. This would be an important win for her if she's able to get this win and advance in this tournament.
Mention Elizabeth Swan's name. She will be awaiting the winner of this matchup in the semifinals. Next week we'll have both semifinal matchups in the go-home show of Thursday Night Throwdown at Fantasia. The two finalists will face off to be the inaugural Iron Queen champion. Go. If you're Snow White, I mean, what kind of strengths do you have that you can maybe utilize here to take on the bigger individual in Ursula?
It's just about the same as it always is. Move faster, think faster, outmaneuver. And you can win these matchups by death from 1,000 paper cuts if you can wear down Ursula and hit all these moves one by one. It can eventually work out in your favor, but you're gonna have to be quick about it. You can't stay down for too long. You're gonna allow Ursula to get all kinds of momentum in her favor.
Right now, Ursula firmly in control of this match. A big knee to the side of the head as Snow White in a lot of trouble in the early going of this matchup, having to use the ropes to try and get to a vertical base, and Ursula is going to help her up. Now has her in a position for a backbreaker. It just drives that knee into the lower back of Snow White. Going to do it a second time.
Ooh. Again, Snow White staying down here, and Ursula just allows her all the time in the world to stay on the offensive here.
Oh! Sit down powerbomb. That could be it right there. No, Snow White able to kick out at one.
Still a little bit early on in this matchup, but I mean, the way it was going, wouldn't be surprised if that is what it is. If that was all it took to put her away.
You can definitely see Ursula feeling she's in control. A little showboating there. Snow White's not been able to get out of the blocks, but a kick right there to the side of the head might be just the opening she needs. As we know that Jasmine and Ellie will face off next week on their side of the bracket in the semifinals. Elizabeth Swan awaiting the winner of this matchup. Oh, trying to lock in an armbar here is Snow White. Oh, and Ursula was able to get her arm underneath the ropes.
Her arm or her foot or something was too close to the ropes there, so that's not necessarily a good sign for Snow White. A little bit of a lack of ring awareness there. That may cost her as she gets dropped onto her back from that powerbomb.
Upper back, the lower neck. And again, now Ursula back in control of this matchup. As Snow White braced up against the turnbuckle. Oh, and now a shot right there. I believe that might have been to the hamstring.
Oh, reversal though by Snow White. But another one by Ursula.
Irish whipped off the ropes. A nice scoop slam by Ursula. Snow White again in a world of trouble. As Ursula going to the top.
Oh boy.
Oh! Pinpoint accuracy with the elbow. Snow White rolling towards the outside for a little reprieve. Ursula not going to let. Oh!
Reverse.
Suckered her in. Again, just cannot capitalize on it.
Not seem to find any bit of offense here. Can Snow White have to try something else? I mean, she was able to sucker her in there, and she was stuck up against the ropes on the outside, and it really didn't work out in her favor.
Well, unless Snow White can find something here, Elizabeth Swan may have to go through both members of the Unholy Union to try and get to Fantasia. No White though, nice well-placed knee to the top of the head. I don't think you really can spend time showboating there. You gotta keep the pressure, keep the offense going here, because we know that Ursula, if there's an opening, she will take it and turn the tides once again.
That's what I mean with the quickness, too. When you're against a larger competitor, you have that momentum. You need to be fast in your attacks. Don't slow down. Don't hesitate.
Oh, nice Meteora there. Double knees, takes down Ursula, and for the first time, Snow White appears to be in control.
Oh, man. Some big impacts in the corner, and now Irish Whip into the corner. Oh, what is she thinking here?
As Ursula perched up on that top rope, might be thinking maybe superplex from
Nothing
up there.
good can come from this.
Oh my goodness, superplex from the top rope! Oh my goodness!
What the heck?
The ring just imploded!
It just completely shattered the ring.
And the referees just called for the bell.
I think the match has been thrown out.
I think it has too. I think this has just been deemed a no contest. And if that's the case, we've got no contender for Elizabeth Swan here in this tournament.
Well, that is certainly something I don't think we saw coming.
Well, I don't know if we're going to get a rematch between these two or what's going to happen. Certainly Commissioner Woody's going to have a decision to make. But a massive impact implodes the ring. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys this Saturday for Saturday Night Smash after I don't even know what just happened.